Hello everyone, I'm Mike from the Self App, and thank you for listening to the Self App podcast. This is a show where we discuss all things good thoughts, good words, good deeds related, and interview people passionate about being their best self and who are helping others to be their best self too. Some of the segments include Coaching Clinic, where we talk to psychologists, motivational thinkers, and life coaches. Book Club, where we discuss and share reviews on our favourite books. Startup Spotlight, taking a pre-seed and more often than not non-techie view on starting a business and running a business. Health and Fitness Hustle, where we provide tips, tricks and training from experts. And Esoteric Edge, a look at hidden or secret philosophy and how it can help you be your best self. If you haven't already, please download the Self App, where we deliver you a collection of tools to help you be your best self, and 3% of all our profits are donated to charity. Hello everyone, I'm Mike from the Self App. Thank you for tuning in. Today, it's my absolute honour to introduce you to Natasha McKell. Natasha was born in Brazil and grew up as a military brat, which instilled a love of travel and adaptability to change in her. Graduating from a top Brazilian university as a materials engineer while taking her postgraduate studies, Natasha founded her first business, a highly successful clean treats business. Deciding to increase her engineering career opportunities by learning English, Natasha sold off her business and moved to Australia. While on a student visa, Natasha began working with people with disabilities, which developed an overwhelming sense of compassion and the desire to help people, while at the same time leading Natasha on a path of self-development and emotional clearing work. In the midst of her Sydney experience, she met her partner and got married in Sydney. Unfortunate for her, unfortunate for me, I'm that guy. And shortly after, she moved to Chicago, seeking opportunities in engineering. It was during the early days in Chicago that COVID hit. She fell pregnant, and the idea for the Self App was also given birth to. Today, we're going to find out a little bit more about the Self App's co-founder. So, Natasha, before we get into that, just tell us a little bit about your story in your own words.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me here today. And so exciting, is our first episode of our podcast. Hope everybody just like it. Well, you told about my story, about my degree, and one thing that I haven't told too much is that I always did some self-development myself. I had some issues in the past, and with those issues, I've started to do some work on myself. That's how I started to think more positive in my life, seeing the good things, and living like that.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. So what I'm curious about is why you may be so passionate about self-development and working on yourself, so much so that you decided to turn it into a business. What is it about self-development that intrigues you so much?
I think everybody has a dark side, or one side that you don't know as well, so much, and you need to develop. That's why people has some disease and they get depression. I had a bit. That's why I'm so in love about that. I think that we can always work on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We will always have work to do, but we can be better. If we work each day a bit more, we can be better.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. So I'm going to ask you, perhaps an obvious question, but why do you feel right now is the right time for the Self App?
As you told in my bio, the COVID hit. So we went through a very dark spot in Chicago, when we were in Chicago. And I think the same as happened with us, lots of people are going through the same. People lost their jobs. With the COVID, everybody started to look at more inside their family. So there were things that were not that good. So I need I think that people need this. They need to think positive. And how do we think positive? Having like affirmations or even quotes that make us think like that.
Great, fantastic. And so tell us about the journey so far and some of the challenges that you've run into in creating and launching this business.
Well, we all force my baby, our baby. Isn't it?
Oh, it's a joy.
Yeah, it is, but it's hard to start a business with a baby. So it's been a big challenge, and also is a new thing. We don't know if it will work, if it will not, but we are here. Actually, we want to bring people what we like to do every day in our lives.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It is. You're absolutely right. And, I think for my part in this, I was inspired by the way, you supported me and reminded me in some of the really dark stages in our journey in Chicago to meditate and to focus and to visualize and to think positively, not just in patches, but consistently throughout the day. And you're always popping little reminders, little notes, and writing beautiful little post-its and sticking them around so that if I was making a coffee, I'd get a really good buzz, or if I opened a book, there'd be a really great post-it there. And for me, having your support and your compassion during a really dark time, and your loyalty too when you should have run out the door, it was so kind of just synchronous that I just went, well, wow, what if someone could give those loving reminders to themselves every day throughout the day in little intermittent periods? And
that's how the self-help came.
Exactly right. Exactly right. It was. And that's how this got born.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit more about the journey in a positive sense, though, and so not just the challenges, but how is this journey, Chicago, launching a business, moving back to Sydney, raising a 10-month-old child that doesn't sleep, how has this helped you be your best self?
Well, sorry if I'm just speaking a bit hardly. First, because English is not my first language, and second, because I'm awake since 4 a.m. The challenge about this business is we don't know if it's working or not, but at the same time, the feeling it's so good to be launching something that we love to do every day. I believe that it's not every day that you wake up feeling good. But if every day when you are tired, you say, I'm tired, and you keep repeating this the whole day, you will feel exhausted in the end of the day, or even the middle and the beginning of the day. So if you have some affirmations or some reminders that make you just think a bit positive about your day, like you woke up tired, but someone made a coffee for you. It's something good. Or, I don't know, things that happen in every day, that little things. There are those little things that we need to see, to make us feel happy.
Absolutely. So, let's talk about the big picture, and let's hope that we haven't lost our life savings and that this works. But what was the intent for the impact and the social good that you wanted this app to do, apart from just giving people those loving reminders to self? What is the broader impact that you wanted this app to have?
I want. I didn't told before, but we are donating 3% of our profit for people who needs. We have been sending money to Brazil for people who just lost their job, they are on the streets, just to help with food and with some blankets. So what I want as well with all of these is that you feel like good doing something good, not just about yourself, but for others. Because you will be doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the big things for all our listeners who do decide to download the app. We are working on finding a charity that we're going to partner with so that we can actively donate the 3% philanthropy model to that charity every year, so that you really are not just doing a good deed for yourself, but you're doing a good deed for others, and it's going to be built into this business and to what we're going to do. So for everyone that has had faith in us, thank you for that. But also for everyone who believes in the bigger intent, we'd also really like to express our appreciation to you. Moving forward, what have been your biggest fears? And you related to one, which is that this doesn't work, but what are some of the other challenges and demons that you've had to face in starting this, Natasha?
It's been a bit hard to do the business and at the same time look after my baby. That's like a big challenge for myself, because he needs attention the whole time. And the only time that I have to work, it's at night. And there are some days that I'm exhausted because he keeps awaking during the night and he's awake very early. But it's something that it's great, and it's what I want, what we want, So it's worth.
It is, and it has been, and so has he. He's been worth it as well. So what I want to ask you is, who and what are you thankful for in your life?
I'm thankful for God, the life that he gave to me, for my parents. Sometimes they didn't want me to do things, but they always support me. For you, because you gave me the best present of my life.
So you're thankful for him, but not me.
Of course I am. And for us to been doing this.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful experience so far.
It is.
I think it's one thing to be a life partner to someone and to make that commitment and decision, and really it is a vow, and it's a vow we both take so seriously. It's another thing to become a business partner at the same time, and I think the bedrock that we have is we have such great shared values, and we're so supportive of each other, and for those who don't know, Natasha's going to be taking on the podcasting responsibilities for Brazil. So we're going to be translating a podcast into Brazilian Portuguese, and really bringing the message out to the Portuguese market, to Brazilian market, and speaking with wonderful thinkers and speakers and thought leaders, and just many, many beautiful people from all walks of life that we're lucky enough to know, or lucky enough to be referred to, because it's how a lot of our conversations are going. People are like, oh, you've got to speak to them. So, we're so excited to be able to have me speaking to our English audience, and you really...
So it might be the first and the last time that you see me.
Well, we hope not. Not. We'll definitely, we're going to have to do check-ins and bring our audience up to speed with all the developments that are going on in Brazil, which is really exciting. So tell us a little bit about what's next for the Self app. Give us a bit of a hint of what's to come, and what mountain you're going to climb and summit you're going to try and conquer, or will conquer.
We have some pictures coming up, but that's a surprise. But there is something that I'm really passionate about, and I really wanted to do a retreat. But in the times that we are going through now, I think it will be a bit harder to have like a face-to-face retreat. So what I want to do next is like do a virtual retreat, like a summit.
Awesome.
With everything that we are already doing in our app, and also with some yoga class and things that make you feel good.
Fantastic. Well, it's one thing that I hope as our community, which is what you're a part of if you're listening to this today, you really are part of our community and we thank you for it. We hope that you'll share in that experience as well as we build a virtual summit and, get you to introduce you to and meet some of the amazing speakers that we've had on the podcast in a well, I won't say face to face, but at least in a virtual environment in real time, and you'll get to speak to them as they deliver hopefully their inspirational messages that are all about helping you be your best self. So I am absolutely thrilled to see how that transpires, and and I'm so appreciative of all the work you do for this business, for our community, for the people who you want to help and inspire and help them love themselves and inspire themselves every day.
Thank you, but I couldn't do this without you.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it so much. Well, to our audience today, we want to thank you for tuning in. This is our very first podcast. It's a little bit of a teaser about what's to come. We didn't want to spoil too much, but we really hope you enjoy listening to the lineup of wonderful speakers, some of our dear friends, some of the people that we've met through those dear friends, and some people we're hoping to become friends with. So if you'd like to find out more, listeners, please visit theselfapp.com. That's theselfapp.com, all one word. And I really look forward to hearing your feedback. For now, I ask you to do us a good deed and share this with one other person, and please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you tune in. For more best self goodness, you can find us on social by searching for The Self App. From us to you, keep up the good thoughts, good words, good deeds, and continue to level up your best self. And thank you, Natasha, for being our inaugural guest.
Thank you to have me here. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.